introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Nathan Dennis. I'm currently the director of a new organisation called Just Brands UK that specialises in loads of different community-based projects, but all have an enterprising or business element to it, so it can income generate, but at the same time impact the community.
Fantastic. Why is that so important to you?
Now, it's very important because of my own upbringing and, growing up in the community, in a city kind of background. I've always found it vital that, young people and the community get something back. Is that making sense? Many times people, kind of get successful, leave the area and then they leave nothing back, and then the people who are left in that environment are just left to kind of fend for themselves. So I thought it's important to everything that I do, I want it to be first on my heart. I want to be passionate about it. It needs to be something that I love. And I believe that everything that I do somehow with my wife now, working with my wife, which is a good thing, absolutely goes back to the community. Not everything, because you have to be, wise, realistic. We live in the United Kingdom. Bills need to be paid and things like that. But definitely has to go back to the community.
How important do you think business is to leadership for young people?
I think I had an opportunity to speak with David Cameron last week because of the disturbances that happened in Birmingham. And one of the things I said to him, and I was trying to stress to him, that he needs to create environments where he can listen to what young people are going through. And I personally feel that there's kind of two people in this world. You got your academics, and then you got your practical, vocational people. And I really believe that business, entrepreneurship, is the answer to the future. I believe that we need to empower young people to use their creativity, use their kind of skills, their gift of the gab or whatever it is, and get out there and create businesses. Because the reality, I don't know what we're allowed to say on this network, but let's be real. Criminals, or people that are doing illegal activities within some of the streets of not just Birmingham but around the UK, it's a business. They obviously have to plan, strategize and plan what they're doing. And for me, it's about how can you cultivate that kind of skills and not demonize it and make them feel bad about it, but actually pull it out and say, actually, you can apply this to a business plan. That actually, if you are trading something on the street, that's stock that actually you need to think about how can you put that into a proper business.
So use those survival skills, but turn it into a positive and impact back on them, the very communities that they're taking from.
And get them excited about business, because for me, business has been an answer to many problems. I don't believe that I would have been able to be a property owner if I didn't go into business. I don't believe that I would be able to, have the lifestyle and be able to go on holidays and stuff with my family. I've got 2 daughters, and the truth of the matter is, sometimes it's really hard, but there is times when you make those connections and those contracts come in. I tell you, it's the most happiest feeling you can have.
Well, thank you for that. And finally, if you could give a tip or a word of encouragement to young people who think about starting their own business, what would you say?
I would say this, because I'm conscious that it could go to any kind of young person. If you're that young person like me that wasn't academic, I want to say to you, do not give up and don't look at that as a failure, because there's different avenues, there's multiple ways to make it successful. Is that making sense?
Absolutely.
And I want to say that it could be the silliest idea that could make the biggest business. I know a lady that done a bra company, strapless bra, and now she's a multimillionaire off something that seemed silly at this time, but now she's a multimillionaire. Innocence drinks. There's different people out there that can show you through their story that a crazy little idea has turned into a fantastic business. And I want to say to young people, do not give up, but you must be willing to pay the price and sacrifice and make the time, make the commitments and do it. And I just believe that this generation, it's 2012, that young people, inside of you there is business, but don't be afraid of what the critic's going to say. Some people won't like what you got to say. You might say it in a bit of a charismatic, I can't even pronounce the word, but in that way that's a bit outward. It's a bit nuff or whatever you want to say. It's not in the normal box of business. But celebrate your difference and do not be afraid.
Fantastic.
That's my advice.
Thank you very much, Nathan. Appreciate
No problem.
your time.
You're very, very welcome. Cool.